Get it going, guys. Let's get emotional. Last ever Guardians of the Galaxy episode by Telltale Games, the Marvel's Telltale.
Previously on Guardians of the Galaxy.
Umbrella Academy.
I'm sorry, but this thing is way too powerful for anyone to wield. We gotta destroy it.
Just talking about dunkable biscuits.
His last way. The forge is destroyed.
Well,
Because of him!
news once I finished it.
Once we get off this
It's
planet,
done.
I'm going to leave the Guardians. If I'm alone, the only one who can get hurt is me.
It's not true. She might run over people by accident one day.
This is my chance.
I mean, Peter's mum nearly killed both of
my
them.
new family.
She wasn't trying to hurt
I
them.
never did for Hovat and Kamaria.
Tell me what I have to do.
I just had to flush him.
My family will be proud, and I will tell them of my best friend, Peter Quill.
Peter, where's Drax?
Hey, the tape deck's still out there. Beautiful.
I just thought we had a leader who would
Hatter, I don't know if you're still around or if I'm just talking to an empty shell. But
I am happy to still
like
be free.
I would be very interested to know if you'd got rid of the deck or not.
Thank you for freeing me and teaching me that the loudest shouter is usually the most correct. But I must go.
That's generally not true though.
The galaxy may need guarding, Peter, but not by us.
Gamora, wait.
It wasn't me who did this, Peter. It was you.
No new shit. Gamora always blaming someone else for her problems, you know. Okay, let's get emotional, guys.
Next up, is your Codex device making you sick?
Yes.
8 or 9 rounds.
Yes.
Then we find Hala.
We have some breaking news. Reports are flying in about a violent Kree attack on Jabari 5. Millions are feared dead.
Hey, Pete. I found her.
Earlier today, reports came in of a deformed monster rampaging across the galaxy, attacking planets at random. It appeared as if the creature was able to draw life out of innocent bystanders without even touching them. I will hunt you down to the ends of the galaxy.
She's talking to Peter.
I shall destroy
Probably not
nowhere.
You're already emotional, I know, man.
Continue to Earth.
Carl's super
There will
invested in
be
that green
no
dude
home
behind
for you
Peter.
anywhere.
He's been in a few of the background
Death
scenes, that green
is
dude, so I
coming.
feel like he's pretty important. Good eye, Kyle. Good eye.
Holy crap.
We just need Luke
I
Skywalker,
can't believe the
Fly
team
down
just
into the
ditched us when we
Death
got
Star.
this planet nuking lady to deal with.
which I guess is her. Just fly inside of her.
timing.
Again.
Now we gotta deal with Hala as a death monster with a gun that can blow a hole in a planet.
Just you wait. They'll be crawling back to us in no time.
Yeah.
I don't know, Quill.
2
We're
years
all
later.
pretty damn pissed when they left.
We're getting back.
Guardians gone.
We're getting back. We'll just play
Drax
some
dead.
Jackson 5.
Hala
If they
just
don't
seems
play
to
Jackson
get
5 to I
strong.
Want You Back when the crew's all together again, they've missed an opportunity and should have got that
Last couple of
license.
days have gone from being a pile of crap to a pile of crap on fire. But even with all that, just want you to know, I believe in you, man.
Oh.
I mean, you always figure something out.
Thanks, Rocket. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, you gotta
Aw.
believe in something. And you're the closest thing to
You
me.
never know when Rocket's being sarky.
There's only one way we can stop her. We need to get the Guardians back
Arms
together.
off.
Peter! We have to get the Guardians back together!
Oh, that was easy.
Groot? What are you doing here?
Don't worry. I'm way ahead of you on that one.
I am Groot.
That's right. This is a bar.
Oh no. This is worse than I thought. I could sense that remnants of the Forge still existed.
Then why didn't you
Must
tell
be
anyone?
Inside of Hala. It appears where the Forge granted life. Hala can now take it. With every life she claims, she'll gain more power. We're doomed.
So the last episode is us
you
just going,
friggin' kidding
please can
me?"
we help aid
So
you?
sorry. I had no idea.
Oh, great. This just keeps getting better and better.
There's nothing better about this. The Eternity
Filling
Forge
in
is
for Drake
highly
there.
unstable. It would be extremely toxic to Hala. It's likely that she needs to kill to keep herself alive.
So you're saying if she stopped killing people...
The Forge would consume her.
Cool.
I am Groot.
But you have seen what she has become. Hala is too powerful a foe for the Guardians to take on.
Well, we're certainly not gonna beat her with that kind of attitude.
That's right.
Oh,
Chin
well.
up, Mantis. Chin up.
I'm sorry it's hard for me to be positive when I can feel every person that Hala murders.
Alright, get over it.
I am Groot.
The Guardians are broken. I don't see a world where you can actually defeat Hala. And when you were together, you all hated each other. I can't imagine a time when you didn't hate each other.
It wasn't all bad, Mantis. We had plenty of good times. Come on, guys, help me out here.
Yeah, that was that
Look,
time.
Mantis, you didn't see us at our best.
I am Groot.
Wait, you want to do what? Groot
I'll show
wants
her.
to show us something.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, everybody hug. Let's do it. Nice. Yeah, we haven't actually had like a group backstory in this yet. This would be cool. Nope, it's not real backstory. Okay. It's massive still.
Get your hands off me, man. I'm innocent. You got the wrong guys.
Oh, you mean to tell me there's another rodent and tree duo?
I just
out
realised that Rocket and
who
Groot.
were scanned and ID'd by several bystanders?
I am Groot.
Oh, I'm playing as Groot.
yes, we
Amazing.
know
But
who you
yeah,
are.
Groot and
Forget it,
Rocket are
Groot.
basically just Han
Rocket
Solo and
can't
Chewbacca.
understand.
I've only just realised it.
Don't worry. I know how to handle this. As soon as they lock us up, I'm gonna go up to the biggest, baddest dude in there and knock him out.
Hey, it's a Drax.
Oh boy.
I did not know this was an animal prison, too. Or perhaps you are my meal. I am Groot. I am Drax.
He wasn't very good at faking
Destroyer.
identity.
Do
What do you
not
mean?
attempt to
This is
challenge
Root.
I will tear you limb from
He looks
limb,
so different
or
from Groot.
snout from tail,
Racist.
whichever would be more painful.
I challenged you. I'm still here.
Oh, this is how they found each other, I guess.
You had a weapon, and I did not.
Take it easy. Knock it off! All right. Make room for one more.
Hey, let's form a group.
Hey, don't get too comfortable. We'll be back to take you to permanent lockup soon.
This is cool. I get to play this bit as Groot.
Call me... Star-Lord.
Look at that mustache.
I'm sure
Beautiful.
you've all heard of me. Especially you.
I am Groot.
Adam, I can't take anyone with facial hair seriously.
Nice to meet you, Groot. What kind of tree are you? Spruce? Elm?
I am Groot.
Yeah, you already said that.
Yeah. Our old buddy.
I can tell
How could
you
we forget
guys
about him?
Are the real badasses in the room. Legendary outlaws like me.
Oh.
Not you.
Aww.
We're too
Poor
good looking to
Shrivelface.
stay locked up in here. What you think?
But he's
The second the
he's-
Nova Corps start running background checks on us, none of us are ever gonna see the sweet light
I'm gonna
of day
make Groot
again.
wish he has a mustache.
I am Groot.
And I'm still Star-Lord. Look, so here's the deal. We're breaking out of here.
I'm not going anywhere with any of you.
Settle down in there. All of you.
I will not settle. No prison can contain me.
I'll go gladly if this giant ass won't be there.
My ass is the correct proportion for my body. I am Groot.
Fighting isn't gonna get us anywhere. We need to work together.
Hey, to
Hey,
admit
just
it,
stole what we said.
Stash Lord is right. We're fighting the wrong people.
I just came up with a brilliant plan that's totally original. I'm calling it
Wait to hear this.
the Great Escape. You see that guard there? He's the only one with the key card to get us out of here. There's no way we can get to
Oh,
him.
and Eric, you passed Bakura and I,
We
yeah.
gotta
I didn't even
escape
notice that.
another way.
G
There's a force
bloody
field all
G,
around
dude.
us, but not
Ooh,
below
that
us.
might get some hairs
That's
up
where
on
you
arms
come
there.
in, muscle man.
I agree to this nickname.
You are gonna use those beefy mitts of yours to dig us a tunnel to the other side of the force field.
Beefy mitts?
We don't have anywhere to hide all the debris, so this tree, well, we're gonna have to eat it all. And once we're over there, that's where you come in, gadget guy.
Uh-huh.
You're little and adorable, so you're the perfect distraction.
That's a good point.
Say that again.
You're little and adorable.
You're the perfect distraction, so that knife lady can kick the guards' asses until they're unconscious.
And what are you doing while we do all the work?
And the most important part, I'm gonna spring my hover bike out of evidence lockdown. Then you can all hop on the back. We ride like hell for Switzerland. I mean, somewhere
I didn't even
far
notice we
from
could
here,
do stuff. I
where
just
we
sat there
never
listening to
have
the
see
story.
each other again.
That last part. Only part I like.
So, everyone clear?
Again, why doesn't Groot just always do this shit?
Huh?
Is that you, Rooks?
Okay. That's where we got this little plant from. It's like a little claw machine on that. Yeah, funfair. Spooky. No, I wanted to tap the game. I wanted to tap the game. Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. A couple of you might die.
But why would they have to swipe
But
on
know
this
that
side
I
of
will
this too?
never forget you. Or we could just use the key card. I love this tree. I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friend.
Escape. You were going to say escape.
Friendship. I was gonna say friendship, but escape will do.
Beautiful. He just, so basically Groot just want people to come in and see that he actually was the one who freed them. So your lives are mine. Yeah, well, so you just wanted to humble brag.
I was wrong about you guys.
There's nothing about teamwork there.
There's a
Groot did
reason
all.
you all ended up together. I never knew. You're not a team, or a family, or friends in the conventional sense.
Yeah. It was all the mustache.
Peter, I don't think that's it.
You're just a hater.
I don't know, Mantis. I really think it was the mustache.
It was not the mustache.
Prove it.
Okay, fine. It was just a lot of different things that led to us being a great team.
Yeah, that's
We're the
inspirational.
guardians of the galaxy.
Bitch.
Time we start acting like it.
Then let's go get them back.
I am Groot.
I mean, we only have to get Gamora back, right? Rocket's still with us somewhere, so easy. Just Gamora. Drax is gone. Don't stop believing.
Okay. Just gotta find Gamora.
It's anyone's guess where she is. She's still an assassin. She'll know where to go if she don't want to be found.
Mantis, you were able to track down the shrine using your abilities. Do you think you could find one of us too?
I can usually only sense someone who is nearby.
So we can play hot and cold with her.
But I may be able to extend my range with your help.
I am Groot.
I have an idea.
What?
Deal.
You're going to love it.
The fuck is happening? Krog does have penises in his jumpsuit. He never got rid of them. Still there to this day.
Where are
Did
we?
she just prove her in the
You
Matrix?
and I have merged minds.
Oh.
This is inside my mind. It seems kind of empty.
I've never shared this with anyone before. And you didn't die or anything. This is amazing. I wasn't sure it would work, But it did.
Oh.
Well, I'm just happy that you're happy, Mantis.
I am happy. Isn't this so neat?
It's pretty neat.
This island here represents your subconscious mind, Peter. And those other islands represent your friends. Gamora could be anywhere in the galaxy by now. In order to find her, we'll need to build a bridge.
Bridge.
Yes, a bridge of feelings.
Oh.
I won't be able to do it myself. I'll need your help.
Okay. This is weird. This is very, very weird.
I suppose it would be for someone who has never experienced it before, but doesn't that make it kind of fun?
It's true.
If we can reach your friends' islands, we'll learn where they are. Now, I need you to concentrate very hard. When you think about the Guardians, what emotions do you feel the strongest?
Arousal. Oh, you can choose different ones. Oh. Love.
Oh, what the hell was that?
It's a love bubble.
On this plane, emotions are able to take physical form. Those are memories that you can connect to with your feelings. If we focus on your emotional relationships with the rest of your team, they will be easier to find.
I can get her back, Pete, if we
Yeah, Onion's got a new name again, yeah.
revive Lila. I can get her back, Pete, if we charge the forge. Revive Lila. I can get her back if we charge the forge.
This is my chance, Peter.
Oh, that's Drax.
Protect my new family.
That's curious. Your bond with Drax is very strong.
Super strong.
But I don't understand. You can sense Drax, but Drax is dead.
Maybe he's not. Like I said.
Can't explain it. But I can certainly feel his presence through your emotions.
I mean, emotional bridges. This smells a little bit of bullshit. Wait, can I talk to her? Excuse me.
Yes, Peter?
Should have muted.
So is this what your mind's like all the time?
Not always.
That's right.
Sometimes I
Kyle
can create my
_
own
Raw.
little world
First
to live
name
in.
edition.
I come here whenever
Why
I
would you
feel
change a name?
overwhelmed.
Jesus.
I've been able to hone my powers during the centuries I was imprisoned. It was my only refuge during those times of darkness.
I can get her back if we charge the forge.
Hey, I'm sorry we made you feel uncomfortable before. I didn't mean to cause you any pain.
Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome.
I know I said some things I regretted as well. But everything's going to work out. I know it.
Yeah.
If we charge the forge, we can revive Lila.
So,
I can get her back, Pete.
what do I do now?
Each memory, each emotion will help build a bridge. You should gather more memories until we can find a path across.
Okay. I will.
Okay. Gotta keep feeling stuff.
Good luck.
I can get her back, Pete, if we charge the forge.
I can get her back, Pete, if we charge the forge. We can revive Lila.
Oh, what a happy memory when he couldn't do that because we destroyed the forge. One more thing to stick our hand into.
You're the one who's gonna keep us from falling apart.
And we did. No. Emotional bridge built.
You're doing well, Peter. I'm beginning to sense Gamora. You've told me how you feel about the Guardians. That's good. But in order to find your friends, I'll need more. How do you think your friends feel about being Guardians?
Super happy every moment of their lives. Conflicted.
Yes, Peter?
Okay. Gotta keep feeling stuff.
Good luck.
He's just trying to work his way in there that she's like, yes, feeling. And they start sexing. That's how it
I
goes.
discarded everything, even the things that reminded me of my beloved Kamaria and Hova.
This is very unsettling. But please keep trying.
She's enjoying the pain, isn't she, really? What a masochist. This one, please.
She was the only thing keeping me alive. And I couldn't save her.
Okay, stick my hand up in here.
He was a monster. Yes. But he was also my family.
Yeah, right, Einan. I mean, Jesus, these guys just need to get a fucking grip. Why can't we just go walk around and try and find her? Why are we doing this? Let's just have a walk around first. Stretch our legs.
Doing great.
Get some fresh
I
air.
didn't think I was actually capable of feeling this many emotions. I'm so
Emotional.
Let's just try once more. You and the Guardians have had so many amazing adventures. How would you describe your happiest moment with them?
Okay. The moment was okay.
I think that's enough. If you explore all these memories, we should have
I'm really
what we
glad, though,
need to
that
build
the
our
game
bridges.
decided to steep it in science at the end of it. You know, a lot of games just sort of flog you off with some sort of weird supernatural bullshit, but I'm glad they've gone more into, like, you know, real shit. Real shit.
Drax the Destroyer has purpose once again! Yes. Drax is back.
Drax is back, baby. There you go, confirmed.
If Drax is somehow still out there, your feelings
See,
can
called
lead us
it.
to him.
Called it. You didn't see him die. What about the rest of them? I've still got more. You've created a bridge to Drax?
Hey, I was surrounded by adoring fans. I couldn't let them go thirsty.
Your emotions towards Rocket are extremely complicated and varied.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm walking up there, yeah.
I still can't believe we did it. Thanos is gone.
There are so many contrasting emotions that you feel towards Gamora.
Yep. There's up emotions, down emotions, side emotions, left emotions, diagonal emotions. They can be extra savage. Let's go see Drax first. Thank you. Oh, that's so kind, Rox. Thank you. This makes life a lot easier. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Zero, my boy! How you doing, dude? Emotions with your pee-pee. That's right. That's one of the up emotions.
Wait, this is... What the hell does this mean, Mantis?
It means Drax is alive.
He's a statue,
And it
yay.
means you left him for dead.
Yeah, that did happen.
Poor Drax. He must be so lonely.
That's literally what he wanted.
If that's true, I can't imagine he'll be very happy now.
The others will be so
Right.
excited that he's still alive.
They made a statue of him.
Sacrifice caused so much turmoil. Hopefully this will repair what was broken in your team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we know where Drax is.
But we're not done here. Keep looking.
She's so pushy, man. I don't really see her doing anything here, apart from supporting this whole thing and merging our minds. That was like ages ago, so... I already know where Rocket is, though. Why am I looking at this?
That's the bridge. Makes sense. Rocket's Been here the whole
Took a
time.
sleeping pill at 4 in the morning, just woke up and want to go back to bed. What time is it for you now, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really value your
sleeping
friendship
pills can very
to
much do
remain at
that.
your side.
I'm glad he stuck around.
Sleeping pills can make you... They're like basically hangovers, aren't they? When you
suspect
wake
that
up
is
from
why
sleeping
he
pills, it's
stayed.
proper almost like a hangover.
He knows how well you two get along. How much you need each other.
Whoa. Usually got some sleep.
So we found Rocket. What now?
There are other bridges that you've built. You should see what's on the other side.
Cam, where are you?
I know this place. I've been here. This is Thanos' training room from Gamora's memory.
Gamora hated her father. Why would she go back?
Because she thinks she's the evil that he wanted her to be.
We all created the Guardians because none of us had anywhere else to go. This is the only place Gamora could think to return to.
She might have unresolved feelings attached to this place.
Oh, she has a lot of unresolved feelings, for sure.
Rocket stayed with us, so that island will probably show us the Milano. I'm proud of you, Peter. You did well connecting with your emotions.
Thanks.
I know it couldn't have been easy. For someone such as yourself,
Hey, he's very open.
not everyone can connect with people as easily as I can.
Wait, what the hell is that supposed to mean?
Don't worry, Peter. This is a safe space.
It doesn't feel very safe. So, guess we just have to pick him up.
Who should we get first?
Get Drax.
Let's go grab Drax.
Let's go.
Zoom zoom. Drobino, edge of Kree space. What if he's just sitting there, like, just waiting, just pondering? I mean, how do we find him in here?
If it's still alive, I'm getting the hell out of town.
I was thinking about the giant
Don't
worm.
worry. If Drax is alive, I got money on that thing being dead.
That would be a good picture. Although it'd be painful my
He
urethra.
actually did it.
Hey, he's just sitting there playing with stones and shit.
Holy crap! You did that worm you came out of it. Like you were inside it, and then you came out? That's amazing!
You doubted me, Peter Quill.
Never.
Now what's wrong, man? You look pretty down for a guy who just defied death.
I was merely reflecting on the circumstances. The creature did not give up easily. Our battle raged for hours. I felt proud.
It's a big old fella. You should be proud of
I
that one.
think I was happier butchering that hideous worm than when I got revenge on my daughter's killer. How could that be? I cannot find
This is a hobby.
reason for it. That worm has no importance to me.
Revenge doesn't bring you happiness. It just delays the pain a while. It's about what you want, not what you need.
Oh, he
That
realised something.
Is incredibly wise. I am not used to hearing such wisdom from you, Peter. In the midst of battle, I felt such exhilaration and nothing else. I spared not a single thought for Kamaria. I think I am afraid that with each passing moment, our memory will continue to disappear.
Oh,
I fear that once I forget, Kamaria will die a second death. These feelings will not stop.
I don't think that's true at all. Your memories of your family will last forever.
yeah, you just might forget some of the
Kamaria
shit
will
ones.
always be a part of you.
That is impossible. She is not a part of me. She is dead. I am not used to being afraid of anything. Oh, if only I were dead. These feelings would not cause me such
Drax
distress.
kill himself.
No matter how hard I try.
Okay, I know you wanted to die, but that kind of attitude, it's not healthy. You need to give up on this ridiculous death wish.
Death is the only solace I thought I could find. I was not completely honest with you before.
Yeah, what
I
did you
did
do?
wish to protect the Guardians, but part of me hoped that I might see my daughter again in the afterlife. If such a thing does exist, I do not know. But the thought of reuniting with my family...
I know we aren't blood, Drax. And I know we can't replace Camarria.
But she gone.
But the Guardians are your family now. And we need you. Here.
Perhaps you are right. If I die now, I would leave you with the same loss I feel for Camarria.
That's very true.
Death can wait.
Yay.
Thank you, my friend. I feel more sure of my path forward.
Hey guys, it's all clear. Bring the ship down.
Now, let us return to your garbage heap of a ship. The galaxy is counting on us to stop Hala.
Hey, it might be a garbage heap, but it's our garbage heap.
Most of that garbage is yours, Peter.
That's fair, it's my ship. You're just a passenger. Needs to learn manners. Off to Gamora.
All right. Huh.
You expecting any calls today?
Star-Lord!
Hey, it's
I
Hala.
do not know how you escaped the shrine, but there is nowhere you can run to now. You and your guardians will suffer greatly for what you have done.
Sorry. I don't recognize this
New
number.
phone,
Who is
who
this?
this?
You know who
that?
this is. Hala the Accuser.
What have you been accused of? Or does she
You
accuse
have
people?
stolen everything from me.
Yep, see, she's accusing us, fair enough. She lives up to her name.
Everyone you've ever known.
Yeah, no. You definitely have the wrong number.
How do we remember
Hung
that?
up on me.
She's just gonna call
Can't
other
believe
people
she
now.
hung up on me.
You're unbelievable, Quill.
Oh, what a compliment.
I am Groot.
Yeah, you said it. Did Hala always look that gnarly?
It's as I said. The Forge is taking its toll on her.
Yeesh.
What if everybody
coming
just
from nowhere.
hides?
We
Just
got
everybody
us.
just hides, then she can't find you, so
Keep
get
the
rid of
engine
you.
running. I'll be back soon.
Hide your planets, you'll be good. Alright, so he's got a plan.
Don't you think Gam's
And
gonna
this is
be a
it.
little pissed at you? And what are you gonna say?
Hey,
Sure,
hey,
I'll think of
hey.
something in the moment.
Word of advice, Pete? Think harder.
Gamora?
You've got some nerve. Following me here, of all places. I told you I was done. I'm not in a very charitable mood, Peter. Leave. Or I'll make you leave.
You gonna have to make me leave then,
Or
innit?
are you here to fight? I won't go easy on you.
Whoa, there is no need for violence here, okay? Let's just talk it out.
I've said enough.
Is she serious?
Whoa,
Ooh.
whoa, wait just a...
You said you'd keep everyone together.
And I did. If you come back, you'll see that Drax is here.
Hala is more powerful than ever.
She's trying to kill him. That's... Why would you want her back now? You never
Drax
trust somebody who
is
can murder
dead.
you.
Drax isn't dead.
What?
We got him on the ship, dumbass.
Why didn't you open with that?
That's a good
Drax
question.
is alive? And you didn't bother mentioning it before?
Oh, sorry I didn't get the chance to mention it in the 2 seconds before you freaking attacked me!
It is
He
her
was
fault.
devoured by that thing. You said he was gone.
I thought he was, but he's not! He killed that space worm and is now hanging on the Milano with everyone else. Drax is back to his, well, his normal self.
Ah! What?
Yeah, why's she angry about that?
I just don't get it.
Space alien women.
Why does
Am
everything
I right,
just
guys?
work out for you? No matter what you do, everything just conveniently works out for the great Star-Lord.
You call this working out? The Guardians are scattered, Drax nearly got eaten, you almost killed me 2 seconds ago. Oh, and Hala's out to destroy the galaxy because of me.
But despite that, we're all unscathed.
That's true, yeah.
So Drax
Except Nebula.
happened to survive.
She forgot about her.
But you told him to sacrifice himself, knowing full well that it could kill him. Can't you even pretend to be bothered by that? Show me something. Anything.
You're asking if I feel bad? Of course I feel bad.
Then why won't you show it?
Hey, what do you want from me? Want me to wander around crying? That isn't my style, Gamora.
Yeah,
You
he's
shrug
Star-Lord.
through everything, free of consequence, while I feel punished for merely existing. I've done so many horrible things. I fought. I tortured a little girl.
But you
All
were
because I
like
was
a little
too
guy
scared to
yourself.
stand up to Thanos. And now, my sister is dead. I'll never be able to forgive myself. You made a mistake coming back, Peter.
You said it yourself, Gamora. You were kids, just trying to survive.
There was
How
no
many things? Yeah.
excusing what I did.
How many
then.
horrible things has Quill
How
done
I
before?
let Nebula down.
Like none.
How
Like
I
none.
hurt so many others will always weigh on me.
Yeah, I mean, because he makes stuff work out, she's like angry at him and shit. That's not very
Rocket
nice.
pushes people away to hide his pain. Drax revels in his rage. But I don't know how to get past it. All the lives.
I've said she should take up like crocheting or something, and she just hasn't
I've
listened to
heard
me.
so
She
many
needs a hobby. She needs a hobby
despicable
outside of
acts I
work.
did to serve Thanos.
Oh,
You haven't hurt me, Gamora. Ever.
I nearly fucked that
Everyone
one
that
up.
gets close to me winds up hurt.
I mean,
If I go
he
back
did
with
die. He did get stabbed through the chest in like the first
just
episode.
make it worse. I don't even know why you bothered coming here.
You're my rock. You're also the only one who gets my jokes.
He's gonna get the little Phil
I can't do
Stanton.
this without you.
I close my eyes at night, and I'm right back here.
Because you are there,
I'm that frightened girl,
dumbass.
unsure of what or who to trust. I want nothing more than that pain to be over.
You have to forgive yourself, Gamora. It's the only way you can move forward.
Right. You're right.
When am I not? She didn't mention that yellow around her eye. What is that? Just her skin. Racist. It's just how she looks. Guess it's similar to how I have darkness under my eyes instead. GG. The boys are backing down. It's done. She
Hey,
looks like
Drax.
some sort of dumb
Surprised to admit
panda.
it. I'm actually glad
It
to
is
see
weird.
you.
I don't know why
I
it's
too
got
am
that.
glad you have not perished in a violent and agonizing
Got a respect of
way.
no worries, dude. You take it
Perhaps
easy,
by
Zero. Hope
sudden
you have a lovely
evisceration or
errand run, I
violent
guess.
organ
Enjoy it.
chewing.
See
I
the
once
scenery.
saw a man
Have some fun
have
with
his
it.
organs
Hopefully feel a bit
chewed.
more awake.
Oh, how we laughed at his pain.
Nice one, dude.
Yes, watching someone suffer is hilarious.
Oh, Bowie in the background having a little nap. So let's go guard.
Welcome home, everyone.
I am Groot.
Aww.
Groot says it's so good
You
to see
mate.
you.
Vakura wants to get back to that spot, Eric. You have taken
Look
something
at
he
you,
held
Peter.
very, very
Somehow
close
you
to his
managed
heart.
to get us all back in the same room. I didn't think we'd see each other after last time. Unless, you know, we ended up in the same prison. Again.
Yeah.
It's a fourth place battle. That's exactly it. That is it.
Apologize.
It's all to play for.
I was acting like.
Let's see how it goes.
Jerk?
Jackass?
Oh, now he takes it, pushing him that much further into the spot. Ooh, Bakura, buddy. That was unlucky, man. But credit.
I wish I had better news for you.
You took it where you know it needed to go try and get stuff done.
A bad monster movie out there.
Payback from last round.
Hala and the Eternity Forge have merged into a singular being. But where the relic granted life, Hala absorbs life.
She's like a sponge.
We accidentally created a supervillain.
A super sponge.
Go team.
Yes, we created a worthy adversary.
Mantis is right. I've seen what she can do. Hala contacted me.
Shit, so Bakura is at war with a penguin. Look at Eric's war face as well that he's just put in chat. That is one of the most ferocious war faces I've ever seen. Bakura, you're gonna have to definitely have to step it up if you want to try and beat that ferocious monster.
Our chances of victory have not improved since the last time we fought her.
Hala is heading for nowhere. For us. I'm open to suggestions on how we approach this.
Guns. All of the guns that we threw out the ship because they were too heavy.
Before, I can analyze the readings from last time and see if there's a way to take out her weapon.
Oh shit! That was proper on. Now he's fully on with the penguin.
Spot or two we can exploit.
If Hala's ship has a weakness, I know you'll be able to find it.
Flattery will get you everywhere, Pete. I'll do my best.
That's a scary ass.
Hala
I don't know if you're too big Akora.
We'll have to prepare
I don't
to
think you're
take
too
her
big
down.
Akora. It's quite as terrifying.
Talk to me when you get the chance.
Which I ninja swoon in now with a real horrible, like ferocious penguin pick.
I am Groot.
Oh, that's nice to know.
Thanks, Groot.
But I don't need to know about your penis. Please don't tell me that next time. I am your superior. And I don't think we have a HR team.
Hey, Gamora.
Hey.
Hey. Gonna apologize?
I wanted to thank you again.
Oh.
What
Yeah,
you
that's
said
kind of an
back at
apology,
that
I guess,
training
in a
hall.
way.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
If
I
you
meant it.
hadn't have shown up when you did,
I meant what I said. Every word.
Yeah.
I know.
Really loves the yellow in your
It means
eyes.
a lot to me.
Maybe to put the yellow around her eyes because I didn't want people thinking she was
So
like
what was
related
on
to
your
Drax, even though they're different colours. I have feelings for
So,
you. Two people joking.
I think that we
and
should,
she'll
you know, maybe talk.
make you
Just to talk
stand aghast
about,
at her lovely,
you know,
lovely moves.
you and me. I mean, I just care for you a lot.
In a sexual way.
know.
Oh, you do. Okay. So how do you feel?
So platonic. Couldn't be more
Here.
platonic.
I
Yep. There we go.
yeah, I just maybe
It's not a definite no.
Yeah, of course, yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll just put a pin
Savage.
right in it. Just that's the pin going. in
Oh, buddy.
the, yeah.
Just back away.
Just for later.
Just back away, Peter. Just back away. Let's try it again.
I'm worried about taking on Hala.
I know what you mean, but the others look to you as their leader.
What about
Put on
you?
a strong face for them.
I'm your leader too.
Like this.
It's good.
Keep working on it.
It's good.
See you in a bit.
Can I say I have feelings for
I was
Drax
waiting
too?
for you. I wish to
Oh, I wasn't even expecting to apologise for you.
For what?
I realize I have not been the same since we slew Thanos. I was so consumed in my emotions that I uselessly sacrificed myself. My selfish act put the Guardians at risk. For that I am deeply sorry.
Should
and
be.
I hope you can accept my sincere apology.
You have nothing to apologize for, Drax.
Perhaps on Earth, selfishness is commonplace. But on Kylos, it is most shameful.
That's pretty commonplace here, yeah.
I will try to redeem myself once again in the coming battle against Hala.
You beat that giant worm by yourself, buddy.
You ready for one last battle?
I do not believe this will
I
be
think
our
the hillbilly
last
is a little
battle.
bit slow. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, that's our
It will
key.
So, that giant space worm. How'd you kill it?
It is a heroic tale that people will talk about for generations.
Yeah? Tell us about
I
it.
launched myself into the jaws of the worm creature, narrowly avoiding endless rows of teeth. I used my blades to slow my descent, shredding the creature's pulsating throat. Once within its noxious bowels, I detonated the drive cores of 6 dead ships. The explosion resulting from digestive fumes and flammable fecal matter was the most beautiful sight I have ever seen.
Sounds like a pretty good fight, to be fair.
How the hell did you get out of there?
Peter, some may not know this, but when a creature is in its death throes,
I know this.
the
You have to get
sphincter
going.
relaxes.
No worries, dude. You go enjoy your food, man. I hope it's lovely,
was
especially if you're going out
forced
to eat it
swim
somewhere.
through
That's
bile.
cool.
Gland
Yeah, take it easy, Eric. We'll see you
seeped
soon,
into my
buddy.
nose and mouth until I emerged, moist, reeking, victorious.
Moist and reeking are two very lovely words put together.
I look forward to repeating this tale many, many times for the others.
Yeah.
I'm sorry we left you for dead.
I do not blame you for your ineptitude. I also thought I was bound to die. It was a reasonable misunderstanding.
Later, Drax.
What happens later?
You still owe me 50 units from our last sparring practice.
Is this where my room is?
I do not. You cheated.
That doesn't let me go that way.
Oh? Would you like a rematch?
No.
Hey, Bowie.
It's strange to have so
How's it going, Bowie? Aw,
Worried that you're
it's a
gonna
good
be
boy.
replaced, Drax?
We should have brought some rocks for it to eat.
girl. No.
Do space worms even have a
I'm
gender?
worried about the line for the bathroom in the morning.
Not allowed in our room. Hey, Mantis, can we turn music on? We can't even look at it. Damn. Just in case people had already disrupted it, they can be bothered of two versions.
Hello, Peter.
Is something wrong?
No.
Good.
Well, this isn't the way I imagined the prophecy of the Celestial One to turn out. On one hand, you destroyed the Eternity Forge, which I think was the right call.
Yeah.
You do?
But on the other hand, Hala is a horrible monster now. What if the prophecy is wrong? I'm afraid no matter what I do, I can't escape
If the prophecy's wrong, you die, so
I
you're
was
only wrong
sure
for so
that when
long.
the Celestial One chose the fate of the Forge, I would finally find peace.
Oh, screw the prophecy.
Oh no, wait, that's my tape deck.
You have to make your own path. Don't let your life be dictated by some stupid fairy tale.
Maybe you're right.
I am, yeah.
I have to move on from the life I have been told to lead. Thank you, Peter.
No worries.
Was there something
It was
you
more me
wanted
than
to
Peter.
ask?
But...
I'm glad you're back with us, Mantis.
it's not really a question.
Honestly, I'm glad to. I'm sorry I left before. I was just caught up in the moment, and the strain was too much on my emotions. I know it wasn't for very long, but being alone and surrounded by strangers was overwhelming. If Groot hadn't found me, I don't know what I would have done.
How are you holding up?
It's not easy. I can feel every life Hala takes. Now that,
That would
she's
be
merged with
quite
the
a
Forge's
shit
power,
thing to have to go through.
I'm okay for now, but it takes a lot of energy out of me. Once this is all over, I'll be much better.
Okay.
Once this is all over, what are you gonna do?
Join the
I
Guardians,
hadn't
of course.
considered it. I think maybe I'd like to travel. There's so much I never got to experience when I was locked away. It would be exciting to live my own life instead of laying down inside a box.
I should go. Lots of work to do.
Of course.
Okay. Wanted to pop some tunes on, but it won't let us. Where's Groot at? Maybe, or maybe he's up there with Rocket. Wait, let me go back. I'll double check. Wait, let me go down here. Nope.
I am Groot.
You ready to kick some hollow butt?
I am Groot.
Wish we were all as optimistic about it as you are.
I can't believe we managed to get everyone back.
I am Groot.
Groot says the only reason we're all back is because of you. I'm inclined to agree.
Thanks, guys.
Everyone loves us now. It's beautiful.
Hey, thanks for showing me your memory. It put a lot of things in perspective.
Like you should grow a tash
Speaking
back.
of, what did you show him anyway?
I am Groot.
Oh yeah, Stash
Yeah.
Lord. I almost forgot about that upper lip atrocity.
See you around, buddy.
We should grow it back. I hope at the end of this he has it. Like, at least it's starting to grow
You
back
had me
or something.
worried back there, Groot. Thought you were mad at me or something.
Gonna read the emails. We haven't read all the emails.
Thanks,
So.
buddy.
Although it seems to
You
show a
know,
lot of them
if,
again when we've already read them,
doesn't
so I
go
think
our
we'll
way,
probably have read a good few of
I
these.
just want to tell you.
I am Groot.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I am Groot.
Really? Pete got in touch with his feelings? That actually worked?
I am Groot.
Spam.
Good one.
I think Groot just keeps sending us spam. I think Groot got hacked. Yeah, Nudge, I have not 10 minutes till you have to leave. Wait, who's on Nudge? I remember you said you had to do something shit. Gotta scroll back up and check. That was it. That was it. You have to drop your package off. That was it. That was it. Oh, but they're on lunch. Oh no. Damn, that sucks, dude. That sucks. So you're gonna have to do it like a different day, I'm guessing. Yeah. I can't bother to read all these. We're just gonna clear them. How to keep contact us? Jesus Christ, we missed a few emails. Okay, there we go. Let's get the fuck out of here. You can still just say, but they'll be back in about 25 minutes from lunch. You live like, oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, I get it. Still, yeah, it sucks that you have to now do it later.
What you got cooking?
Yeah, about that. I've been poring over the scans we got last time and we hit the Revenant. Good news is, I know what we gotta do to take Hala down.
Sweet.
Bad news is, I don't know how we're gonna do it.
Leave that to the
Gonna
story
have to
writers.
disable that super gun of hers if we want any chance of beating this. Simple, right? No more gun, no more dead people.
Taking down her gun sounds like explosions might be involved. Are explosions involved?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Right. So, far as I can tell, there's a number of key points on the ship to factor in. Here, 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 and here. That's as far as I've gotten.
Okay. So lay it on me.
What do you want to know?
How do we destroy it?
This place looks important.
Yeah, that's the computer core, where the ship's system can be accessed. We need someone to hack into the computer. It's vital in getting that weapon offline.
What about this one?
What's this?
The main hull system. You might not remember, but it was filled with those cryopods. And because somebody
remember.
decided to destroy the Eternity Forge, those meat freezers are offline. And all that power's getting diverted to the super weapon.
At least they're not wasting the energy.
Big old hallway like this, great place for a distraction.
That's explosions.
What's this one?
Those are the access ways to the computer core. Kind of like the hard drive for the ship. If someone don't cover those access ways, reinforcements will be sent straight to the core and overwhelm the hacker in no time.
that the weapon?
Right. I've actually got a plan for this one. It's got a couple of points on the outside of the ship where the energy is focused before it discharges. But get this, these points aren't guarded. They're just out there in the open. Probably because the Kree don't think anyone's insane enough to attack a superweapon head-on.
Yeah, let's attack the Superman head-on.
Sounds like a challenge. But I think we're up to the task.
If by we you mean you, then yes, we are.
Wait, what? Me?
You're the one with the jet boots. I got a slew of homebrewed explosives and deflectors. You'll plant the explosives on each of those energy points, and then when Hala fires the weapon again, boom! It'll blow itself up.
And what if they fire the weapon before I'm done planting the deflectors?
Just finish before that happens.
That's a good shout, yeah.
We need our hacker to take down the shields.
Who's our
clear
hacker?
a way for
Him?
you to plant the explosives.
I thought
Someone to
Rocket would
guard
be the
that
hacker.
hacker from any attacking Kree, and a third person to stage a distraction to keep them occupied. But as far as plans go, it's pretty insane. And,
Suicidal?
yeah, that word.
This is my favorite kind of plan. It's got all the adjectives.
Mine too.
Okay.
Go!
Let's
I
blow some
almost
shit up.
forgot. We need someone to grab Hala's helmet. Won't be able to trigger the weapon without it. It's probably in her quarters somewhere, so someone will have to steal it right out from under her nose.
Well, it sounds like you're volunteering, Rocket.
Oh yeah, tell the 40-pound guy to steal the helmet off a Kree accuser. Be serious, Pete.
Alright, I'll pick who does what.
Oh, really?
Hacker, protector, distractor, helmet thief, and me.
Oh baby, am I looking forward to this?
Okay, so I've got to choose who everyone's going to be. Okay,
I am Groot.
you are.
If we're going to attack the Revenant, we all need
Okay.
a job to do.
So, I'm thinking that Rocket should get the helmet. I feel like Drax should protect the hacker. Maybe Mantis be the hacker, and then Groot as a distraction. Maybe we should do it like that. I reckon Groot should create the distraction.
You're gonna infiltrate the bridge.
Ho ho! I am Groot.
Ho ho!
Not sure Groot should be going off on his own, but you're in charge.
I believe in you, Groot.
Wait, what? Shit.
See you around,
Did
buddy.
I just fuck that up? Pretty much Rocket threw. I feel like Rocket just told me I fucked that up.
Hey, Pete.
You and Groot make up? Is the dream team back together?
I feel like he's
Yeah,
gonna
we
have to be
sat
the
down and
hacker,
talked.
actually, isn't he?
I think we both said stuff we regretted. But we're good now.
I am Groot.
Back at you, buddy.
Are you sure this plan is gonna work?
Nope. But I'm okay with that this time. You guys got my back, and that's all I need.
Thanks for sticking with me through all this. I was glad to have you at my side when everything was going wrong.
Hey, I don't need you getting mushy on me, too. Groot already fills that role nicely. But you're welcome.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna
Got a role
sign
in mind for you,
him as the
Rocket.
hacker.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's gonna be the hacker.
I want you to hack the computer.
Logical choice. I won't let you down.
Cool.
Catch you in a bit.
At least hopefully he won't die. I might have fucked up Groot's life though. Sorry, Groot. Sorry, Groot. I'm gonna get her to steal.
So, Rocket has this plan?
Are you just crazy enough to work one?
Yeah, the
No, it's not
usual
gonna
kind.
Not surprised. So what role do I play in this disaster?
You're sneaky. So, why don't you stealth down there and steal Hala's helmet?
Her helmet. All right. Sounds like a challenge. Leave it to me, Peter.
I feel
See
like
you
I
in a
should
bit.
have done Drax as the distractor, but I haven't. So yeah.
Hey, Drax.
Did I watch the Blues versus Filler game Vile like Filler? I did not. No. What happened?
We've got a plan of attack ready to go. I just gotta divvy up the roles.
Of course. I trust
Is it
you
Chelsea
will grant
Villa?
me
Is that
the
what you
most
mean?
important job.
Yeah, I didn't see any matches yesterday. No.
You're on protection duty. Make sure no one gets to the computer.
Yes. I will defend that inanimate piece of machinery with all of my strength.
Yeah.
Pete, looks like Hala just entered the system. We're gonna have to hurry.
It's now or never.
We didn't assign anything to Mantis. She's just not doing anything. Jack
Alright,
Grealish
guys,
got
bring it
assaulted
in.
by a Blues fan. Really?
Here's the
I didn't see that. I didn't even see anything about
We're
that.
making a run on Hala's ship.
What,
to
in what
take
way
that
did he get
super
like fully
weapon
like
offline.
smacked or something?
I've assigned each of you an important role. Hacker.
That's crazy.
Backup, distraction.
Like start seeing
and
the
of course
fucking
someone to
fences
steer
around the
that
stadiums like you see in like some competition.
I will install the explosive, so when the trigger's pulled, the gun blows up right in Hala's face.
This will require.
Shit, I had no
everyone
idea,
to
man.
work
That's
together
crazy.
Flawlessly. I do not believe I have seen that happen. Ever. Are you sure this plan will work?
No.
Yeah, we ain't exactly got a stellar track record when it comes to plans going our way.
I trust each and every one of you to do what you do best. Now, things will go wrong. They always do. But we'll figure it out as we go. We have everyone we need to do that right here.
Uh-oh, here comes a patented quill speech.
I mean, look at Rocket.
Damn it. Should not have drawn attention to myself.
What should I be looking at?
There's nothing that you can't fix.
I should have gave him a knee in the back after he jumped in
Out of a
with the
handful
Villavan
of
celebrating
trash.
his goal.
Literal trash. I mean that.
Wait, really?
That's amazing.
Wait, the steward gave Jack a knee,
Over
or
here.
did
It's me,
he
Drax,
need a fan?
The Destroyer. I volunteer to go next.
Oh, I could never forget you, big guy.
Do not hold back. Tell me what I am. Oh, this should be enjoyable.
A perfect murdering machine who, despite all odds, has become more bloodthirsty than ever before.
You are too kind, Peter. I am getting emotional.
And
Don't.
Gamora.
Peter.
The woman I love.
Peter.
The woman I like.
Peter.
The woman I would like to love if she were maybe open to that sort of thing. Don't answer that right now.
Steward gave Greasy a knee in the back.
and
Oh, damn, man! An
about
actual fucking steward.
Mantis?
That's savage.
What
The
about
dude's gonna
me?
get fucked.
I don't know what's going on here.
Our newest and most peculiar friend.
We are friends.
Yeah.
We have friends.
I don't even know what they are.
Thank you, Peter.
Friends and a baseball
And
glove.
last,
She's had one hell of an adventure.
But certainly not least. Groot.
I am Groot.
I am Groot.
I am Groot.
I am Groot.
No,
I am Groot.
I am Spartacus.
I am Groot.
I am Leonardus.
I am Drax.
Because what went on yesterday is like Blues are the most hated club in the
Sure, we
country
have
right
our
now.
differences,
I mean, it doesn't
but
take
we
much.
all
They already
share
are
something.
pretty hated. No, Fizzle, goddamn, I
Trust
thought we were
issues?
pastors.
I am Groot.
You're Ra. Your name is
Dependency on
Ra, and it always
oxygen-rich
has been.
atmospheres to survive.
Not exactly. We're all heroes, despite our best efforts. We never asked for this responsibility, but we're committed to
I mean, you
making
call
this
yourself Star-Lord,
galaxy
you pretty much
a
are
better
asking for that
place.
responsibility.
As
But hey,
long
hey.
as we have each other, we can beat anything. Hala doesn't stand
Except your mother's
a
death.
chance.
Get him.
That was actually a good speech.
I helped guide him.
Except for that love interest thing.
Yes, everyone is feeling inspired.
Then let's rock and roll.
I was gonna say let's rock and roll, motherfucker. You stole my line. Okay, so I've got to blow up her ship.
Peter,
Yeah,
before you came back for me,
yeah.
I was ready to give up on the Guardians.
Cool, we're in a
Because I
mission now.
thought you
Like,
already
can we save
had.
this?
Thanks for proving me wrong.
You're welcome for being an idiot and being wrong. Let's go.
Okay.
Just got to sneak
This
up on
is
it.
it.
Let's go.
Here's hoping everything works out. We deserve it happening to us at least once.
Stay on your guard. Be ready for anything.
I always am.
Let's
Sharp, guys.
go
Mama's
blow
coming
some
in
shit
hot.
up.
No, I ain't a tree. It's a phrase. You know, like she's right on top of us.
Oh.
Yeah, that does sound worse.
Mhm.
Hang on, rubble coming your way.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm almost to
Up.
the computer.
I'm so good at flying in space. Hey,
Hey, exercise.
I'm amazing at this.
Hey.
Shit. Being an astronaut would be super easy. Yeah, being an astronaut would be super easy.
You die again.
Nope. Totally alive.
Fly on, human.
Guys, how's it going in there?
I'm all hacked in. Plus an added bonus. Her computer's now transmitting some of your music to the entire ship. They're hearing that trash over their intercom.
Oh, nice. So if people didn't have to tape deck,
good
did
to
they
go.
not get to hear the music we're
Get
going to
in,
get to
plant
hear?
the bomb.
One down.
Star-Lord, how is your mission proceeding?
It's going great.
Yeah. NBA 2K, remember that game? The game that took 6 hours to get past cutscenes?
It's going
Oh
quite
shit,
great.
they see us.
About to have some company. Gotta hurry. If they fire that weapon now, I'm hosed.
What do I meant to do? Oh shit, I don't want to do that. Go!
And how's that protection going, Drax?
Oh, Peter, what fun I am having. Oh, the blood! It is everywhere. Even in my mouth.
Push instant Discord, nice, cool, I'll have a butcher in a bit. But that's savage, I can't believe an actual steward would done that. Like, it's bad enough if a fan did it, but goddamn steward, it's just savage, you don't expect that.
Heads up! Oh, too late.
Oh shit, strike. Let's do this thing.
Just quick.
Just pop this here. And close it back up and we're
One
good.
to go.
How's it going in there, Peter?
I'm on the last station now. Now would be a solid time for that distraction.
I am Groot.
You did what? Now this I gotta see.
Hey, what? What'd he say?
Groot turned the main hallway into a freaking forest.
Nice. Okay, maybe that was a good idea. I chose him to be the distraction.
The flowers are eating him alive. Oh, too bad you can't see the feet. It's really something.
Too bad we
special.
could afford to put this in the game.
Looks like that got everyone's attention.
Hey roll.
Oh, no you don't.
Don't be a dick. So don't be a
Kinda
dick.
busy here. Thank you.
Gun's just floating off in space. Rainy kid could just find it. Jesus. They are not considerate. Major special effects. Yeah, exactly.
Rocket all charges are planted. Pressed?
Marginally.
We'll never get
Once
to
one
see
of
the
the trees
forest.
fires that
And
weapon,
the Waffle High
the
Sour
whole
on, ladies and
ship's
gents.
gonna go,
Get crack-a-lacking, yo.
Holy crap, that's a huge explosion.
Yeah, I think that distraction worked a little too well. There are no more Kree on the bridge.
What? Looks like someone just volunteered to go hit that button then.
Do I have to do everything myself?
How's he gonna break through the glass? Oh, is he just gonna have to take the long way around?
I managed to get the helmet. Now what, Rocket?
Launch it out an airlock.
Wait a minute. You never actually needed the helmet, did you?
Nope. But now Holla's gonna be looking for it, and it'll be spinning through
I like Rocket.
Rocket? What?
Hey, mind games, play Havoc.
Oh, come on!
I don't understand how shooting stuff makes it open. I mean, if anything, it should keep it locked.
Peter, Hala is heading for the bridge. Prepare for battle.
Here we go.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? Yeah, see, this is why you don't necessarily have headphones on when you want to fight. It's cool listening to music and shit, but you're not going to hear anybody. You're not going to hear anything coming for you at all. Oh shit, superpowers.
This ends now.
But we've got a nice song on. Oh, she's stealing my song and shit. Get a Groot.
Nice one.
You think you can defeat me? The Forge and I are one. You have only made me.
Just it's gonna pop up like Christopher Lloyd in Who Framed Roger Rabbit after get steamrolled. It's like a floppy cartoon. She's not dead yet, don't be silly. There's talking to be done. See?
It is not over.
I just said that. Space drop. Fucks the whole system, man. Now they need to get out. Because it's all going up now.
Brace yourself! This is gonna hurt!
Oh shit, but it's still gonna fuck up nowhere.
This is incredible!
Jump? Hug each other? Get into a Groot cocoon? I think a Groot cocoon's the only thing that could save him at this point. Or just kill them all. It's fine, it's not going to be another season, so they might as well. You wouldn't expect it.
Thanks for wanting to do this, baby.
That's
I
right.
imagine being in some
Exit out of the spaceship sphincter. That's it. That's the lesson in this we've learned.
missing out on
Always
what's for you.
exit from the sphincter.
Screw that place. They don't know what you need.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah.
Sometimes what the body
Tie up and die, I
needs
guess.
and what the soul needs are very different things.
Word.
You, me, the stars. This is my happy place. Hey, you want to build it back up a bit?
Can I use the lighter fluid?
Come
Yeah.
on. That's for amateurs.
That's true. Don't be a bitch.
Don't let it burn out.
Use matches. Don't be a bitch. Come on now.
How else are we gonna roast marshmallows? There you go. You've
He
almost
needs to
got
blow it from lower down. He needs to be under the flame, really.
Didn't even have to use the lighter fluid.
Well done.
I mean, I did it all for him. She's thanking this little
Missing
bitch.
eyebrows for you tonight. Fire's looking low, hon. You wanna build it back up a bit?
What are you trying to say?
The fire. Look how low it is.
Oh shit.
That's strange. I could have sworn.
Yeah, don't worry, you're going crazy.
Mom,
He'll drive home, it's fine, don't
I
worry.
shouldn't have brought you out here.
No, 'cause no, he's stranded because he's a child and he's not allowed to drive.
Wanted one last weekend.
Yeah, now he's going to have to bury his mum in the desert.
It was reckless.
I mean, he's not in the desert, but he's going to have to go to a desert.
no matter what happens, I'm glad we came.
I'm sorry, Peter. I just didn't want you to forget who I really was. I don't want you to remember me like that, okay? I'm still me.
You'll always be my mom. I could never forget that. I love you.
She slaps him. Why, yo?
Now, why don't you build up that fire a little bit, huh? It's starting to get low.
Mom.
Oh. Well, a nice happy memory for after they've beaten Hala. What a beautiful end to the game. What happened? Spaceship crashed. He dreamed about his mum being all crazy because she's got cancer of the brain, I think. Oh shit, that's a bit of a mess.
Peter, you're alive. Thank goodness you're okay.
All alive, Alice? Nah, come on now. We'd be dead, surely. Is this going to be a dance-off? Is Ronan going to appear?
Thrilling! Ha! I feel so alive.
We're happy for you, Drax, but I think I can smell my fur burning.
Stay sharp. We don't know where.
Hala is. There she is. She might be tired of fighting now, though, to be fair.
It's the forge.
She hasn't eaten any souls for fucking
feel it.
ages.
It's killing her. Hala. She's
Hala.
Peter?
Go pat her on the back. Be like, bitch, you should have joined the Guardians.
Baldin, where are you?
Oh, is that that guy that he destroyed his soul? Yeah, he's gone. And he got no soul now.
There you are.
No, I'm Peter.
It is you. Oh, my son.
She's crazy, but yeah, let's play along.
Forge's corruption
Might put
must
him
be
in
affecting Hala's mind.
inheritance.
I've missed you so.
You're a bad mother. You're the worst.
She doesn't know what's going on.
I never thought I would see you again. Baldin.
I missed you too.
Baldin. I wish I could have done more.
Shouldn't turn herself into a weird rock lady then.
Everything I did for you.
She's
I
Brian
wanted
Adams.
you back by my side. I wanted you to see how great our people could be.
You have to let go now. Of me. Of everything. It's time.
I am so sorry.
That's okay.
I wish I could touch you.
No, you're gross.
I have become a monster.
Yeah, you're gross.
Look at me.
You don't want to. It's horrible.
I want you to remember the good things.
There was no good times, Hala.
You'll always be my mom. I could never forget that.
Oh, it's like he's talking to his own mum. I'll stab her in the head. Finish her.
I love
Lamp. Lamp? Who does she love? Lamp. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh, that's a bit of a bitch, hey? Taking the armor and everything. Nice. Well, we know he needs to get a ship and shit. What's she doing?
Power of the Forge spread through her like poison.
Honestly, I feel bad about what happened to her. I don't want to believe she was always like this.
She probably was there. We didn't know her. Don't assume stuff, Peter. So, to the bar? It's a nice little Nova Corp ship.
So, we did it. Hala's
Strong
dead.
values are
The galaxy
good,
is saved. I know I should feel good about
but
it.
not bad.
We did the right thing, didn't we?
We saved lives, Gamora. If we hadn't done what we did, a lot more innocent people would be dead right now.
You're right.
Of course I am.
You're right.
I'm Star-Lord.
I think I could use a drink.
See, I knew the bar was coming. He wants to eat some more of those flowers.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go, Guardians. Let's go. Let's go, Guardians. Let's go. That was a lot of team spirit there. Well done, guys.
Hello? You guys still open?
If there's booze on the shelf, they're open.
That's
Hey.
looting.
Can I come out now? Is it over? Yes. You can stop cowering like a baby.
And we're all pretty thirsty.
I know now isn't the best time, but you still haven't paid your tab.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
Hey, guys gotta pay the bills.
Dude, come on. We just saved your life. I mean, we just saved your bar. We saved the galaxy. Pick one. Any of those should more than pay our debt.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, get rich. I
Consider
was
your
going to
tab
be humble, but I was like,
forgotten.
nah, man, we
Start
need to
your
save the
living
money.
right now.
It's not like he's going to pay this one either, so.
What is this? It tastes terrible.
I am Groot.
Tastes like victory.
Victory tastes like burning.
I am Groot.
Groot, that said a good joke there.
Now that this is all over, there's something I've been meaning to say.
Mantis, I'm sorry, but we're with Gamora now.
When I was trapped in that tomb, all alone, the only thing I cared about was my own freedom. And to obtain that freedom, I exploited memories of your mother. I lied to you, made you think she was alive for my own benefit.
That's
I
okay.
shouldn't have done that.
Too late now.
I'm sorry.
But just chop one of your hands off.
I used you. It was a selfish thing to do.
It's in the past now, Mantis. There's no point in dwelling on it now.
I know, but I still feel terrible.
She'll remember
for what I
that.
did.
That's okay. This is the last episode that I'll
The
ever
more
make in this
time I
game,
spent
so
with you,
fuck it.
the more I discovered what you've been through. I can tell you and your mother were very close. I could feel it in your heart. Destroying the forge and losing the chance to see her again.
It should be like a zombie mum. No one really wants zombie mum. It's worse.
I think my mom would have wanted me to move on from her. She always said, look forward, not back.
Yeah,
Yes,
otherwise you might trip over.
I suppose. But still, what would you say if I told you I could give you a moment with your mother?
Nah, that'd be worse. Psychologically, that'd be worse, I think.
Final chance to speak with her.
Nah, because then...
See her
it'd be
one
worse.
last time.
What about the others? They all lost someone close to them too.
I owe you a debt, Peter. Freeing me from my prison, destroying the Eternity Forge. I can't ever repay you for what you've done.
Just get me lots of gold.
But I can give you this. And I want to give it to you.
I think that was psychologically Sky. You're
The
more
remains
talking
of
to them
the
again
forge would
once
be
and
able to
then
let
still
me
being
connect
fucking
with
gone.
someone who has died. But only for a few minutes. And
Nah,
only if
give
you
it to
want.
like Drax or Gamora or Rocket. Nah,
No.
we're good.
No, I don't want to do that. My mom is gone. Okay, seeing her again won't bring her back.
That's exactly it.
Besides, I have a new family. I think she'd be happy for me.
Of course. The forge no longer holds any power over me.
Yeah, now you can be Peter's
Don't know
like
what to
slave.
do. Now that I am finally free of
Crochet.
it,
Why is none of these
my
fuckers
life
listening
was
about
so
crocheting?
entwined with its purpose.
We could always use an empath on the team. Why don't you join the Guardians? Officially.
Really?
Nah, joke.
Thank you, Peter. It will be nice to have a home instead of a box.
I know you're gonna live in a
My head
box.
finally
It's just
feels
at the back of the ship. There's not enough rooms.
Clear. Thank you, Peter.
Your stuff also has to go into the
For all
box.
you've done.
Basket weave like a motherfucker. Yeah, see? That's another good suggestion of what she could have done, Kyle. She just won't listen. She just won't listen.
So, everything worked out in the end.
Yeah, let's go bang in the back room.
Don't you know? Everything works out for me.
Oh, I forgot
Shut
Einan has
up.
like
You know
teeny
what I
amounts of
mean.
points now because of the
I'm
name
proud
change.
of you, Peter.
Yeah?
Oh, Einan,
You
send me a
kept us
Discord
together
message
after
so
all.
after stream I
I had
remember
many,
to change your
many
points up.
doubts it would happen. So many doubts.
And your like titles and stuff.
Daily doubts. I honestly couldn't count them all.
Don't you know by now? Never doubt the legendary Star-Lord.
Oh,
She'll remember that.
changed.
She'll never doubt me
It's
again.
pronounced
We can get her to do some fucked up shit now.
Lord,
How about a refill?
my hero.
telling the entire lacrosse team that you're like a baby seal down there. Oh. There we go. I'm guessing that's what they wanted. Maybe that's why Telltale went down the drain. So most people, pretty sure Drax Day got his revenge against Thanos. You in 60. Oh yeah, Thanos just is dead. He's just dead. Nameless. You in 62% of players prioritize the galaxy over resurrecting Drax's family. Yep. You in 75.7% of players convinced Drax played blah blah blah. Groot. Yeah. In spite of you and 100% of players' efforts, Groot never gave up on the Guardians. What do you mean? In spite of us? As in we wanted Groot to not be part of the Guardians? He believes in his team and loves them unconditionally. I didn't try to do anything there. So you and 87.8% of players allowed Groot to keep his true friend. Oh, I'm glad. Any bastards you didn't allow that. You and 62% of players sided with Groot and destroyed the Eternity Forge for the sake of the galaxy. And you and 99.3% of players shook Groot's hand despite him leaving the Guardians. Those other 0.7% of people are fucking monsters. Absolute monsters. Hey, and welcome back, Zero. Glad the adulting is done. Now you can just get on with doing what the fuck you want. So, plan of attack. You gave Rocket the hacker role. Yes, I did. You gave Drax the protector role. Yes, I did. You gave Groot the distract role. Yes, I did. And you gave Gamora the retrieve role. Yes, I did. Man, the credits are already done on this. Usually the credits go on for like hours. And this one we've actually finished it before we got through the stats. So you and 70% of players went after Drax first. Again, he's your boy. You and 86.5% of players felt mostly positive about the Guardians. Also, if you're getting Drax and then bringing him to Gamora, it's going to be easier than getting Gamora and be like, yeah, I'm sure he's alive, probably. Just come with us. So most of us let Hala be consumed. Ah, nice. And, me and 33.4% of players turned down a final moment with Meredith Quill. Yeah. I think it would be worse. I think speaking properly to a loved deceased one time, years and years after it's happened, that'd fuck you up more than just not seeing them again. You always go of not seeing them again. No one needs those ghosts implanted into your brain. Let's see what this is going down. A nice little teaser for something that will never be made now, hopefully. Woohoo. It's the green-headed dude. We knew it. I fucking said about him earlier. I know your game, mate. I know your game. Oh, it's Thanos. He's not dead. He's meant to be dead. We killed him. Who that? Huh. I was just going to be the guy that was in the cell with us, the horrid looking dude that got called ugly by Peter. That's just Thanos' dead body, so maybe they'll turn it out. I'm not buying your movie. Or at least resurrect Telltale, maybe I'll buy your movie again. Okay, but that is it, guys. That is it. We have done it. We have done it. That is the Guardians of the Galaxy. Telltale's Marvel. Telltale Games Marvel Astronauts. Yeah. So, that was good. I really enjoyed it. That was really fun. It is a massive shame that is it for that. There will never be another version, another game of that.